Absolutely not. Football is substantially more physical and more violent than rugby is as a sport. And it's really not even close. And this isn't about which sport is better or which one I prefer or which sport is more manly and tough. I mean, both sports are great. I actually probably prefer rugby overall, believe it or not. But football is a substantially more physical and more violent sport. It's just not close. The best way I can describe it is a phrase that I've heard said many times before. Rugby is a full contact sport. Football is a collision sport. Playing football is the equivalent of getting into multiple car crashes during a game. It's that violent and physical. And the pads in American football do not make it less dangerous. If anything, it arguably makes it more dangerous because the players can now use their pads as weapons for more violent and aggressive tackles. Both the rules of football and the nature of the sport in general encourage these more violent tackles as every yard matters. And the pads in football are not to protect just from impact of kind of a tackle the way it would in rugby. The pads in the helmet are to prevent things such as skull fractures. Because if you tackled the way you do in football without those pads, both the person making the tackle and the person being tackled would probably not be able to play the sport after one game really anymore because it's just too violent. But at the end of the day, this isn't really up for debate. It's pretty much settled. And there's a reason why the NFL has probably the biggest controversy of any sport in the world about CTE scares. The fact of the matter is, I think football at the highest levels in particular might be more dangerous than sports like boxing and MMA because the physicality and the shots that those guys take, it's just as bad as getting punched in the face.